Hey Marie Mafia, I'm back with another video. This is like the wig edition. If you ain't never wear a wig before, or like you wore wigs but you feel like you don't really know what you're doing, or just like you just feel like, you know, you can always get some more education on wigs, hair, whatever it is, this is the video for you. So I ain't gonna ramble on. We're gonna get straight into this video. I asked my dolls to ask me some questions on Instagram. So if you don't follow me on Instagram but you're interested in getting a wig, or you just like looking at hair, make sure you follow my Instagram. It'll be in the description box below. While you guys are waiting, I'll just give you some details on this hair. This is my hair. It is 20-inch frontal, 22, 22, 24, 24 body weight. And it comes like to the back of my butt. I mean the top of my butt. I love it. I crimped it, and this is like me sleeping on it and stuff like that, after me sleeping on it and stuff like that. So make sure you look at our bundle deals or get you a wig, girl. So the first question is, I want a wig but don't know if to get a frontal or closure. My edges are thin. What would you recommend? Okay, so my recommendation is, if you've never worn a wig before, always go with the closure first, unless you're getting the frontal professionally installed. And even then, you guys gotta understand, like, frontals are a lot of maintenance. You cannot be lazy. You can't be lazy. Your stylist can't be lazy. I recommend anybody that's a first time wig wearer to get a closure first and then like progress their ways to frontal. But you said my edges are thin. What would you recommend? I just recommend a closure always first, especially if you're unsure. Someone said, what's a good way to glue down the wig without losing edges? It's no good or bad way. What's really important is the way that you take your wig off. I use this product called C22 to take my wigs off. You can get it from your local beauty supply store. You just spray it, let it sit for like 2 minutes, and it comes right up, and then you clean the rest with alcohol, or you can just go put conditioner in it, shampoo your edges, and boom. But you have to be very gentle. You cannot just rip your wigs off. Do you recommend frontals for girls with small foreheads? No. If you have a small forehead, like my forehead is huge, okay? If your sideburns, I said sideburns, if your I don't know what this is called, but if your edges are like really OD close to your eyebrows, no, you can't get a frontal. Well, you can, but they're gonna have to put the frontal before your edges, and it's just gonna be so close to your eyebrows, and it's gonna look really wiggish. So I just recommend anyone with eyebrows that's real close, with edges that's real close to their eyebrows, just get a closure, or just say wigs aren't for me. How do I measure my head? Okay, so it's a couple ways you can measure your head. Because I have a wig on, it's gonna be kind of hard to show you guys, but the most important measurements to me are your circumference. Well, you would do this when you have straight backs in, not a wig, because it's gonna make the measurements off. And you just would bring it around, remember, without a wig. And I'm a 22, but right now, you see how because I have a wig on, it says 24. That's then added 2 extra inches that don't need to be added. So it's important to do it when you only have straight backs in. Then you need to do front to nape, which is the front of your head to the back of your neck. And that's wherever you choose you want the wig to stop. So mine is normally a 15, but with the wig, it's a 16. So that's adding an extra inch, and you don't need to do that. So make sure you're measuring your head with your braids, not your wig on. And then temple to temple is like you bring it behind your head, like right in the middle, and you do like this to where your edges would stop, right? I'm not showing y'all a good thing because I got this wig on. And mine is normally 15, but because I have a wig on, it's 18. So that lets you know that I have a lot of hair, you know, in the back or whatever. Because you know my hair is long right now and it's poofy. So those are the measurements that's important to me. However, I can show you all a picture of how to measure your hair. I'll add it like as I'm talking so you guys can see. What type of wig is more natural looking and easy to manage, closure or frontal? So the type of wig that I think is more natural looking is frontals, because like it just, you know, like this looks like a scalp. Like it's like I can do an ear tuck. You don't have to worry about like just having just this. Like You can't do nothing else. You can't do no ear tuck. You can't do no half up, half down. So to me, frontals are more natural looking, but what's easier to manage is definitely a closure, because you literally can snatch that thing off, put it back on, lace some little baby hairs, and boom, you're done. Somebody else said best bleaching products and the proper way to bleach hair. But I use BW2. I'm very basic, very ghetto. I use BW2 and it gets the job done. And you said proper way to bleach hair. I'm a little confused with that question, because everybody bleaches hair differently. I will say just don't start with like 40 developer. That can damage the hair really bad. 10 is like really low, so just know what kind of color, what kind of blonde you want, or like the color that you want. Does the size of the mannequin you use matter? Yes. I have all different types of head sizes, but because this is just sitting right here, I'm going to show you all. I have a dome head, all different sizes. This is a 22-inch, which is the circumference of my head and is the average head size. So, normally all dome heads will have the size on the back, or you'll know like when you're ordering it, and then you can just measure it once it gets to you. Like you can just easily do like this. And it says 22 on it. So this is a 22, but it's important to use the dome head that is your size. You can get your dome heads from Amazon. Someone said, dang, they asked the question 3 times. Okay. How can you tell the difference between a good lace frontal or closure and a bad one? So frontals should be able to stretch. I'm gonna try to, I just wore a front. So frontals should stretch. If your frontal cannot stretch, it's no good, okay? It should not be hard and stale. Like, I don't know if it's gonna stretch this way. It may stretch a little bit that way, but it should be able to stretch. And then your knots, like, they are very important. You can't really see on this camera, but the knots are very important. If your knots are too big, regardless if you bleach them or not, they're still just gonna look like brown dots. When I bleach my hair, my knots basically almost disappear. You may see a couple, but majority of them disappear. And I'll try to add videos and pictures of my work again as I'm talking, but it's very important that you also don't buy frontals that are very thick in the front. So like this one isn't that thick. As you can see, I plucked some of this side. This is a frontal I was just practicing on. I just recently did a wig class with Arrogante, so I was just practicing on this, but it's not thick in the front. Like, it's not OD thick in the front. Some frontals be like, sis, that's too much. Maybe if I do like this, you guys can see that it's not like OD thick in the front. And let's see what else I said. Yeah, just not too thick, the knots, and if it's stretchable. If it's stretchy, that's really good. Stretch, it should be able to stretch. And also, the thinness of the lace is really important too, because that'll determine like how it's gonna look on your skin, okay? I keep saying I had way more questions. I don't know if I screenshotted them. That's it for the question half. I think what I'm gonna do is also just talk about like steps if you're a first time wig wearer. So basically, if this is your first time ever getting a wig, you would first have to measure your head. That's the very first step. You measure your head. I showed you all how to measure your head. Then the second step is decide what type of hair you want to use and whether you're going to get a closure or a frontal. So once you decide that, then you give your measurements to whoever's making your wig. Say for instance, I'm making your wig, and then you're going to tell me like how you want your wig and things like that. I'll put my website in the description box below, but some important things to know is like what type of what color do you want your lace. So if you're my complexion, you're more like a medium color. If I'll have a chart while I'm talking. If you're really light skin or white, you would get transparent. If you're darker than me, like Naomi Campbell, you will get it tinted. That's pretty much it. Those are the only colors. As far as if you want the knots bleach, you always want your knots bleach because that's what helps your wig look most natural. You definitely want it plucked. I like middle parts with closures. Some people like side parts, but I only like side parts with frontals. That's just my personal preference, but it's just me giving you all a tip. To secure the wig, some people like combs and straps. Some people don't like combs because it irritates their edges, and some people it doesn't bother them, so they get combs and straps, or they get all combs or just a strap to secure the wig. As far as the glue, oh, excuse me, I use Ghost Bond to glue my wigs down, and that's pretty much it. I use the balding cap method that's like trending everywhere on Instagram, so you can go to Instagram and like figure that part out. And what else do I feel like people don't know when they buy wigs? It's so much. Like, but wigs I love so much because they're so versatile. Like today I could be looking like this, and then tomorrow I could wear a freaking red wig. But what else? Try to avoid buying closures that already have parts in them, and do not, I repeat, do freaking not buy silk based closures. I hate silk based closures. They're not natural looking at all. Just try to buy regular lace, like, period. That's all I need to do it. Or anybody. Some people, no, don't buy it. Like, I don't care who's doing your wig, don't buy it. And then it's important to sleep with a satin wrap around your edges when you have a frontal in, because you got to protect your edges. If you work out a lot, you got to have a satin wrap. We sell satin wraps. My website will be in the description box below. And it's important to have bonnets as well. I don't think I have a long bonnet in here, but I have a short one. I have a short one, so these are my short bonnets. This is mine, and of course, since I have such long hair in right now, I have long bonnets as well that I do sell, and it's so convenient. Because, like, imagine me trying to scrunch all this up in this freaking bonnet. No, I have long ones that are good for braids, dreads, long hair, especially when you got bone straight hair, girl. It's like no bends in it. It might be like one little bend, but it's really good. So it's also important that you're taking care of your hair. I like to wash my hair with strictly conditioner. I don't use shampoo to wash my hair, but that's because that's the type of hair that I sell, that I don't like to use shampoo. And if I do, it has to be very like sulfate free shampoo, something that's not too strong. And for conditioners, I use like Caucasian products, Tresemme, Pantene, silicone mix, things like that, and I just use conditioner. When you're dealing with blonde hair, like somebody bleached it, it's important that you condition your hair a lot. And I'm trying to think of anything else that's like important when you are a first-time wig wearer. Let me see. As far as laying baby hairs, I feel like that's your preference. Like, as you can see, mine is a little messy because I went to sleep or whatever. But I only have one right here, and then I have like a little one right here, and I put like one right here. I don't do a middle baby hair because sometimes I just don't like middle baby hairs. That's just personal preference. With closures, I suggest that you only do two sides. Some people do middle too, but it just depends the person that's doing it, because sometimes it just, I don't know, it don't make it look right. Then what else? I think that's it. So if you guys have any more questions, feel free to write me down below, and I will respond as quickly as I can. And that is it. I feel like I just keep saying I'm just trying to make sure that you guys are really educated, because I know a lot of girls that want to buy wigs, they love my wigs, or just love wigs in general, and want to feel like a bad bee, but it's like you got to know where to start. Yeah, so go ahead and shop with me after you're done watching this. Again, I will leave my Instagram, my website, my links to my bonnets, my bundle deals, my wigs, all that in the description box. Be sure to shop with me, and I want to say thank you all for watching. If you watched to the very end, you a real one, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. I know it hurts sometimes, but you'll get over it. You'll find